Y'all, it is happening right now as we speak. The holidays are approaching and Trend Mood is killing me with all the products that are coming out. Let's go ahead and get into this. Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about makeup products, more so makeup categories that I feel are worth the investment. I got this idea because holidays are coming, Trend Mood is dropping stuff every single day. I think Trend Mood is the best influencer ever, just period. She is on top of the makeup news. I know Trend Mood does not watch me, has no clue who I am, but girl, you are the real MVP of the beauty industry because I don't know how she sleeps. She is always just on it. So I appreciate her because that's where I get all of my beauty news. But with that being said, it is so easy, and I mean especially in the holidays, to get wrapped up in what's coming out because something drops every single day. All of the brands are like, okay, it's holiday time, let's start dropping our stuff, and I swear every year they drop it earlier and earlier and earlier. Last year I feel like it was September. This year I noticed it in August. So I'm like, the consumerism is real. They want us to spend our money because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, no matter what brands are marketing, it is about business. It is about making the money. So that's what they're trying to do. So let's talk about things I feel like you should invest in. These are products I feel that are products that will work for you every single day. You'll get your money's worth in. And I'm not saying you have to necessarily buy these specific products I'm talking about, but just within every category. So let's start off first with skincare. I think skincare, you should invest in it. Now, when I say skincare, I don't necessarily mean cleansers because I feel like with cleansers, a cleanser is a cleanser. Find one that works for your skin. However, I feel like everyone needs a good moisturizer. So typically I use the Mario Badescu. I have been into the Clinique Dramatically Different Jelly. I've been testing this out. You need to make sure you have a good moisturizer for your skin. I wanted to try this one just simply because it is jelly and I feel like it'll be better for my skin. I find that gels do work better on my skin as far as hydrating but not getting too oily. However, the true test will be when the weather does start to break down and it gets colder, if this will be enough. But invest in a good moisturizer just depending on your skin type. Next up, eye cream. Eye cream, eye cream, eye cream, eye cream. I don't care how old you are, what your gender is, you need a eye cream. So my one that I have right now is the hyaluronic one by Mario Badescu, but I have found that the Insta Naturals one, now this isn't it, but I just brought it so that way you guys can kind of see the logo. The Insta Naturals Youthful Eye Gel, oh my gosh, that is so hydrating. I put it on every morning, every night. When I skin prep my clients, I use it and it just makes everything go on so nice. So again, invest in a good eye cream. The Insta Naturals one is actually affordable. I think it's about $16, $17. I get mine off of Amazon. The best. Okay, so next up, something you should invest in, your tools. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you have to have this brush, you have to have that brush. That's not what I'm gonna tell you. I don't feel like you need to have a whole roll of expensive brushes. However, I feel like there are specific brushes that you need to invest in. First one, a good powder brush. This is obnoxious, this is huge, and this is fantastic and phenomenal and just everything an oily skin girl needs for her powder needs, okay? This is the It Cosmetics Jumbo Powder Brush. This bad boy is sturdy. It is sufficient. I wash this, no shedding. I love the way it packs on my powder. It's just great. And you can just tell when you feel it, like this is a quality brush. That's the thing. It is essential. I try, sometimes I fail, to wash my brushes once a week because I am a heavy makeup wearer. I'm wearing makeup at least 5 to 6 days out of the week, rather if I'm filming or I'm going to work. So therefore my brushes get a lot of wear and tear. And sometimes if you buy brushes that aren't the sturdiest and you're washing them, like the handles might come off, you might start shedding. So that's why it is essential. You know, you might want to spend a little bit of money on, I think, a good powder brush, especially if you are a heavy powder brush user like myself. Now, for the rest of the brushes, I don't think they're really necessary for you to spend a lot of money on. But if you do like to apply your foundation with a foundation brush and not a sponge, the best foundation brush I have ever used, hands down, the Makeup Forever foundation brush number 108. I've ordered mine. I'm just waiting for it to come in. That is a legit fantastic foundation brush. I don't even like using foundation brushes. I'm a sponge girl, but that brush is top-notch A1, so that's another one that you should invest in. Other than that, everything else as far as like concealer, blush, bronzer, fan brushes, me personally, I don't think it's necessary to break the bank on those, but that's just me. Next up, I have 2 eye brushes. I feel like you can, again, I know this is probably going to vary from some people. You're probably going to say, oh, well, you're skilled, you know what you're doing, but I truly feel like with eye brushes, you can really make eye brushes work if you have the technique down. So once you practice your technique, you can kind of finagle your way and make it work. But I feel like the best, like the 2 eye brushes that I have these in my kit. I have these in my personal vanity, the MAC 224 and the MAC 217. I can get so much done with these. These are, especially on a client, if I don't have these brushes, I cannot work. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I need these 2 brushes to bang out a great eye look. I don't care if I'm doing something super soft, dramatic, whatever the case may be, I need these 2 brushes. And the rest, I can figure it out from there. But these are brushes that are worth the investment. Those are the only tools that I have. Now we're gonna go into makeup products. So something that I think is worth the investment in, a good foundation. I know there are so many good drugstore foundation. If you're good with your affordable foundation, nothing wrong with that. That's cool, but this is just in my list of products I think you should invest in. I honestly feel like anything that's going to be on the face, like a face product, we're talking like foundations and stuff like that, put a little coin into that. So foundation is definitely something, and I'm not necessarily saying these two. These 2 are what work for me. Get yourself a foundation that is your workhorse everyday foundation, and for me that is going to be my Fenty Beauty foundation. This is my workhorse foundation. This is my second time purchasing this. I'm in the shade 400. This is a foundation that works for me, and I have no problems paying for it because I know how it works. It works great for me. It's affordable. It's $34, which ain't bad at all. And no matter what I'm doing, work, date night, going out, special occasions, this works for me. I also have the Dior, which I think is phenomenal. I think this is going to be more so when it gets cooler for me. Not that it doesn't work in the summertime, because it worked. It held up to the claims, but this Fenty foundation is matte. I'm an oily skin girl. I like matte, but she's matte. And so I know once it gets cooler, I'm gonna have to switch over to something else. And I think this is going to be, these are my workhorse foundations. Oh, and the only other foundation that I will wear is my Kat Von D Lock-It. That's my special occasion foundation. That is probably going to be my wedding foundation. That is my foundation if I'm working a wedding, fashion week, and I need to be beat for a long period of time. That's what she's for. Next up, I feel like you need to invest yourself into a good powder. Now, whatever that may be for you, everyone's skin is different, so it might be a pressed powder, might be a loose powder. For myself, I've been digging the Makeup Forever loose powder. I've been using this all for probably a good 2 months now, but I have revisiting shopping my stash the Laura Mercier in the deep translucent. I love this just simply because on days when I don't want to wear foundation, which does happen often, and I just want to spot conceal, this will give me the look. This is what I have on today. I just have on some concealer, and then I went over my face with this, and a good powder is going to really just help with your makeup so much. It's going to give you a flawless application. It's going to look beautiful, so invest in a good powder. Next up, I feel like things you should have are concealers. Concealers. You need a good concealer just simply because I feel like the foundation, the concealer, and the base, they all work together. So investing in those 3 alone is going to step your makeup game so much. So my 2 favorite, y'all already know, Kat Von D, Becca Aqualuminous. These 2 are just what work for me. Again, get something that works best for your skin type and your under eye situation, but invest in a good concealer. Next up, brows. Now, Some people might feel like, oh no, I don't need a good brow pencil. Me personally, brows are everything. Brows are life. So my favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Ebony. I just started using Ebony. I was going with dark brown for the longest, but I decided to go a touch darker and I'm digging it. So any brow pencil, find you one that you love, invest in a good brow pencil because brows are essential. They frame your face. They just make everything float and look nice. So definitely a good brow pencil. And then the last two products that I have here are lip products. Again, not necessarily these two products. I feel like everyone should have a solid red lippy and a solid nude. So for me, my solid red lipstick is the Fenty Beauty Uncensored. This is my jam. All holiday season long, all year long, this is my favorite red. If this is a little too loud for you, I know Nima Tang, she just had her collaboration with MAC and that red looks beautiful. She's just beautiful in general, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get that because I like red, but sometimes I don't wanna wear this to work because it can be too loud. If I wanna wear red and I don't wanna be too loud, that's gonna be a good one. So a solid red lipstick that suits your skin tone, that works for you. I feel like every woman needs one of those, especially if you are into reds. Now, if you're not into red, you're not gonna find this a necessity, but we all can say nudes. Okay, so my favorite nude gloss of all time, AVH lip gloss in the shade Amber. How fitting. This is great. And then mine is Use and Abuse. It looks gross. I'm too embarrassed to show you, but MAC lipstick and taupe. Nude. Red and nude, those are just staples. I feel like us as women, especially if you are makeup wearers, you need those in your collection. And that's gonna be it. So if you notice, there was something I did not mention, and it is my favorite category of life. Eyeshadow. My reasoning for not mentioning eyeshadow is just simply because eyeshadows, I feel like those are pretty hit and miss. You, for the most part, if you have a pretty sufficient eye primer, you can make eyeshadows work. I don't necessarily feel like you have to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow. That's just simply what it is. I myself, I am an eyeshadow junkie. I am an eyeshadow palette collector, but I truly, in my heart of hearts, I do not feel like it is something that you need to go out and break the bank on. I will say, you know, get you maybe one or two high-end, just basic neutral eyeshadow palettes and be on your way. I do not feel like it is an essential when it comes to makeup products you should invest in. So, and again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with testing out new products and whatnot, but I feel like sometimes, especially now, this is a time of the year when people are really just pushing stuff out and buying and buying and buying. Just ask yourself, am I going to be into this in 2 to 3 months? And if the answer is no, just skip out on it. That's gonna wrap up this video. I hope this is helpful for you guys as you're shopping around and you're seeing all this new stuff come out. Just stop for a moment and ask yourself, okay, do I need this? Me personally, I only have my eye right now on 2 eyeshadow palettes. I am limiting myself this holiday season to only 2 eyeshadow palettes, and that is it. I don't need any more than that. So let me know down below some of your makeup essentials, things that you think are crucial that you should invest into your makeup collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Keep it simple, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.